Hello everyone, my name is Ihab Saif and this is the weekly knowledge sharing session. Our guest today is Mr. Mohamad Kaissi. Hi Mohamad.
Hello, how are you? Good evening.
Thank you very much. Mohamad, we hear a lot that things will not be the same after COVID-19. What does that mean for the internal audit profession?
Well, I think this is very good news for the internal audit profession because I think it will give the profession the needed initiative to start taking the necessary measures to change. The internal audit profession, I believe, has reached a level of procrastination maybe prior to COVID-19, where we needed this catalyst to start thinking outside the box. And COVID-19 provided us with this opportunity to go ahead with this change. Now, the key question is that where the lockdowns that happened as a result of COVID-19, did they happen because of COVID-19 or because we were not prepared for COVID-19? So these are the kinds of questions that internal auditors need to start asking in the future regarding preparedness, having a mind shift in terms of aligning organizational value with departmental value while they were conducting their internal audit reviews. So Anna, I believe in general, this is very good news for us, that we're going to start seeing some major changes in the profession.
Great. And now what are the challenges that internal auditors should overcome to adapt to the, if you want, the post-COVID-19 era?
Well, look, they will have several challenges because they're going to start changing. They're going to start asking a different set of questions that their audience haven't been used to. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, we were going to see some changes in the way organizations are being run and the way board of directors are overseeing the work of the senior management and the organization. So all of these challenges that are happening at an organizational level are definitely going to impact the internal audit function in one way or another. And although there are going to be a set of challenges in terms how internal audit can deal with that, at the same time, it represents a different set of opportunities that they can take. So if I want to talk about the challenges in specific, first, internal auditors with a new shifting mindset are going to start discussing strategy, for example. And this is something that maybe internal auditors were not venturing into before. And if they were venturing into, they were doing it at a very, very high level. Now, I believe internal audit is going to dig deep down into strategy setting, in strategy development, strategy planning, and follow up on execution in much more seriousness than they were doing it prior to that. So this is a key challenge, I believe, that will be there. Now, another challenge they will have is that they need to prove themselves. They need to earn that seat at the table. Although COVID-19 represents a great opportunity for them to do that, we expect them to have the ability and capability to work on themselves to actually prove to the board that they are ready for this new strategic role that they should be playing as a result of a different need in the market for having a more agile internal auditors, I believe.
Very good. And in terms of the opportunities that, let's say, this pandemic offers for the internal auditors, we know that each risk has two sides. From the opportunities side, what do you see, that internal auditors can benefit from?
So when we talk about opportunities, we need to talk about what's changing now. Look, for me, COVID-19 is a habit breaker. I'm always referring to COVID-19 as a habit breaker because it's breaking habits. And I believe the internal audit profession, maybe in the last 10 or 15 or 20 years, gained a lot of habits that have made it heavy, that have made the internal audit methodology rigid. And with times such as COVID, with changing, we're seeing a lot of changes happening very quickly, a lot of new emerging risks, a lot of changes that are happening at an organizational level, at an economic level, at a governmental level, which requires a different mindset by internal auditors. And this represents a great opportunity for us to do that. And what do I mean by that? For example, Rick Wright recently wrote a book on agile auditing, whereby he is encouraging internal audit professionals to leverage agile software development principles in internal auditing. I read the book, it's very good. It's using basically Scrum methodology as a project management tool to enhance the agility of internal audit processes and the execution of internal audit reviews. I'm not gonna go into the details of how it's done. We can have a separate session on that. But what I can say is that internal auditors have to become more strategic. This is the opportunity to sit down on that table with the board of directors, to sit on that table with senior management, to go through a strategy, engage with them in the strategy development exercise and the strategy planning exercise, and get a better understanding of the operations of their organization in the context in which this organization is operating, to get a better understanding of the risks they are facing, in order for their internal audit reviews to better align organized strategic objectives with departmental objectives, and at the same time, the ability to assess value creation on behalf of the departments. And they need to do that quickly. We can no longer afford to finish an audit and issue a report 2 months after that. By the time you're gonna issue the report, it's no longer relevant. Therefore, we need to take this as an opportunity to break our habits that need changing, so we can become much more productive as an internal audit function, so we can earn the trust of our stakeholders. It needs a shift in mindset, and we are ready for that shift in mindset.
COVID-19, of course, we said that will change a lot of things. Do you think that this will change as well the traditional 3 lines of defense?
Okay, this is an interesting question. In the last year, already there are several considerations by the IIA, I believe, to change, to do some amendments to the 3 lines of defense. Okay? And I think it's either almost done or approved, I'm not sure. Look, in my opinion, the design of the 3 lines of defense will not change. What should change is the way we are perceiving it, the content of the 3 lines of defense. And this requires a new level of maturity on all 3 lines of defense, including at the level of the board of directors. And why do I say that? We can no longer operate in silos as a 3 line of defense. For example, collaboration and cooperation among audit, risk, and compliance. This needs to enhance and improve. As you can see, everything is about risk. We have compliance risks. We have risk management, implementing an ERM framework throughout the organization. We have the internal audit function with a key role to assess the effectiveness of the compliance and risk management, and at the same time, board activities. So I don't believe a change should happen in design, but the way it is being implemented, we need to get the roles back in action quicker, better, with more agility, and we need to become much more cooperative and collaborative. We need to stop only worrying about the details of specific standards, but we need to start focusing on outcome. We need to start focusing on output. These are one of the key areas we need to focus on. We need to leverage this 3 line of defense to give us a better outcome, to assess where do we need enhancement in maturity, where do we need enhancement in training, where do we need better people in certain positions that can leverage better existing systems or new systems and enhancing organizational value. So I wouldn't say a change in design. I would really go for a change in form. This is where we need, and also a change in mindset.